Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Fist-25. We're here today to do another ship review. This one kind of deserves its own review. It's definitely one of my favorite ships in the game. It's kind of how I cut my teeth in Star Citizen. It is still my upgraded original game package, the MISC Prospector. And this review is coming at you right now. Well, welcome everybody. I'm glad you are back here at Fist and Jawa Save the Universe. And yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I did a ship review. This is the last on the line of Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern, or MISC. This is the last in the line of ship reviews until they release another ship, which may happen at IAE this year. I don't know. The date of recording here is November 9th, a little bit late at night here out in Colorado. But nevertheless, maybe I saved the best for last. I do really enjoy playing with this ship, and it's a lot of fun. I've since branched out from mining, and this video is in no way a mining tutorial, so don't get your hopes up there. We have other videos to show you how to mine, and I can tell you this, Jawa and I are just chomping at the bit for 3:15 to go live, so we can do a bunch of other tutorial videos. There's been so much that's changed. And we really want it to go live because PTU, and I'm filming this in PTU, but PTU can be very unpredictable sometimes. So with that being said, the patch is performing good so far. This is the second time I've tried to make this video. Last time 30K'd. So let's hope for a better performance with this one. Anyway, let's get down into it. The Prospector has long been preferred for solo miners and surveyors throughout the universe, featuring MISC's sleek design sensibility, a bevy of high-tech mining tools, and dedicated storage pods for extractive resources. This utilitarian powerhouse perfectly balances form and functionality. And I 100% agree. It is a small-sized ship manufactured by MISC. For the general purpose of mining, right? It has a crew of one. It's only made for one person, although you could fit two in there. We don't have any oxygen rules right now, so you can definitely have someone standing behind you or in the cabin. This ship has 32 SCU of cargo, and it's really, this cargo is stored in these pods here, as you can see on the side, and they're just for mining. You can't actually put any actual cargo in here. Although you could do box missions in this ship, giving it a little bit of versatility. I probably wouldn't do dogfighting, but we're actually going to test that out a little bit later. So 32 SCU of like mineral cargo and things you would mine. You can buy this ship for about 2 million Alpha UEC over in Loreville. You can rent it for about 41,000 UEC or 20,000 rec per day. SC Tools is a little bit out of date, but the claim time's about 9 minutes. Expedite's about, I don't know, 2.5 minutes, something like that. Expedite fee's about $3,000. You can buy this ship at any time you want in the game. It is always available, and it goes for about $155 US. And it seems a tad expensive, but it's actually not bad. It gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And it's for right now, it's a polished ship. You know, I think it originally came out for $140 back when it got released in Alpha 3.0, which was the release of Port Olisar. So let's take a look around the Prospector here. Here on the port side is the only door up here. It used to be called the murder door because every time you would climb up it, it would basically cut your head off, and there's a lot of problems with that. This is a VTOL ship, so you will notice over here that as my person doesn't walk right, these engines here, they do rotate, kind of what the Freelancer kind of used to do, but the Prospector does do this. Over here we have, I believe these are our retro thrusters. You can see we have little size 1 gimbaled weapons. These are 117 Bulldogs, and I have 2 of them on a size 1 gimbal. That's a maneuvering thruster right there. Up here, I currently have installed the Helix 1 mining head. Oh, that was weird. The Helix 1 mining head, and I really like this mining head. It is my preferred mining head. It's the most powerful one. You can see that cockpit has a ton of glass. Really gives you good view down. As we can see up here, you're going to be able to see the ground really well when that mining arm extends. So big bubble of glass. It's not super Cylon like the rest of the MISC line there. We can see there's also a maneuvering thruster up there on the side. When this ship does go slow and it does maneuver, it's actually really precise. Although I think the maneuvering thrusters are a little bit underpowered because the ship does tend to fall. Sometimes just a little bit, but I think a little bit of that's desync as well. We have a standard tricycle landing gear, pretty standard for MISC ships. They do retract up nicely into their wheel wells or skid wells. Again, the starboard side is completely symmetrical to the port side except for the door. And then in the back, we kind of have that classic strange MISC design. We don't have the crazy spoiler, but we do have another piece up there. I don't think that's part of the engine or anything like that. We'll see once we start it up if that's actually part of the engine. And then there's this compartment here. Let me get over here, and you can open this door, and I think really it's all about doing maintenance on the ship. I'm not sure what this is for, this little piece right here. All it says is closed door. But up here, I believe we can get into our like our engine compartment and do stuff and like fix stuff and be able to do some engineering. So if I click on that, yeah, it's going to close the entire door. So that's really the only outside access for the ship right now. There's another maneuvering thruster, I believe, right there. Exterior, it's got that pretty cool chrome paint skin. Now I'm out here at Lyria, and so it's also very white and very bright out here. The ship definitely reflects really well. As you can see, it's very bright, very white. So let's go ahead and hop in this ship, and we'll take an interior tour. Ladder of Death. The ladder comes down. We have a nice little animation to get us up in here. Okay, so now we're up in the ship. Earlier I was like falling all the time whenever I did anything. There is an internal door here. I believe that's the internal door. And I think it also automatically opens when you get close to it. Well, maybe once I did it manually, it doesn't do it anymore. Okay, going on the inside, there's not much here. You can see there's some access points for the jump drive and the gravity generator. Nothing is interactable. Life support radar, some kind of... Oh, these are, looks like all the tanks. You'll be able to manipulate the mining tanks here. Back here, there's a cooler. It says door extends down. Laser cooling drive, but there's nothing to interact with down there. Here is our bed. Yes, you can log out and sleep in this ship, giving it a little bit of added value if you are out there trying to find some Quantanium and you're searching around a lot. That's about it. Here in the back of the cabin, we do have like a water thing where I guess you're going to stay hydrated out here. Some towels, some kind of other access point. We do have a space toilet. We'll go ahead and open that door. So if you're in a busy day of mining, you get out of the seat, and you can also take a shower, although I don't think this toilet retracts in. But it definitely has a shorelet type of function. I don't think we actually have... No, that just closed the door. So no medical kits, or can't turn on the sink or anything, but hey, when you gotta take a space poop, you can go ahead and do that. Now let's get into the main area, the cockpit area of the MISC Prospector. Coming around here, you can see there's definitely like some switches and stuff down here. Not sure what they do. There's some stuff over here for like capacitor control maintenance. How about that? one of the new systems. No idea what any of those acronyms stand for. But then we got our suspended seat on a swivel. Really doesn't swivel that much. But it's a nice seat. Look, we got a little sunroof up there as well. You can see these are our stuff that extends down. It's kind of a weird HUD animation. It does it twice. It looks like a comfortable seat. Almost kind of looks like my gaming chair. But let's hop in there. Now you're gonna notice the stuff comes down, then it'll go back up, and then the HUD comes down with everything else. So it's kind of a weird animation there. But let's go ahead and we'll fire up the engines. Oh yeah. All right, engines are on. I already had power on, so we would have some light in here. Let's take a tour of the cockpit and the controls. Of course, we have our standard HUD here. Up top. Now, you have to really look up top to get to these other two MFDs, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multi-function displays and a kind of a 3D radar up there, the radar panel. But from this view right here, you really only have access to 4 of them while you're looking straight out. They're all good displays. So I think this is the ideal setup for the displays here. This lever here is engine on, engine off. This lever here is power off. Then up top here, we have open exterior, close exterior, press to unlock. I think it's pretty much just the basics. There has not been any type of gold pass or gold standard. Exit right, exit left. You can exit your seat either way. And that's I think that's really it, guys. There's nothing on the sticks. As far as I know, I don't see an ejection. There might be one. There just might not be a command for it there. Okay, so that's it for the cockpit tour. Let's take a look outside the ship. So you can see here. Whoops, sorry about that. We can see the engines are fired up. Whatever's in the back there, I don't quite know what that is. I just don't. But we'll see what happens once we take off, and let's go ahead and do that now. So we're gonna take off. You can see as I rotate around the bottom, we have our complete VTOL access here. All right, and we'll go ahead and cycle in the landing gear. And they fit inside the Prospector very nicely. The front gear does hang out a little bit. That's fine. And we'll go ahead and we'll switch our VTOL to a normal forward flight mode. So you see our main engines rotated to the back, our retro thrusters rotated to the front, and this thing is very slow to slow down, just to warn you here. But as we maintain forward flight, we see that back area light up, but I'm not sure that actually provides any type of thrust back there. I think it's more for show. I believe, our engines here are what's actually providing us our power. And so there we go. So let's go at SCM speed, and we'll just fly around Lyria here a little bit. We hit our SCM speed of 149 meters a second, and it's cruising along pretty nice. As we make a turn, we'll make a bank here that actually turns really well as we head back towards our Shubin mining facility. SCM is a really good speed. If you're going to be hunting for rocks here, SCM might not be the greatest speed you want to go at. You might want to go a little bit slower, maybe a quarter of that or half of that. Let's do a full loop. Let's check our pitch rate here. Hopefully we don't crash into the ground. Yeah, no, that felt good. Definitely has a decent pitch rate. Let's check our yaw rate here. Now this is just with mouse and keyboard, folks. This is not with the joystick. Okay, it's slow on the yaw, but that's to be expected. And here is our roll rate. Again, slow on the roll, and that's to be expected. I think it's best axis. is pitch, which makes a lot of sense, right? It definitely moves pretty good on pitch. So let's see. Let's crank up the speed here, see what we can get to out here at Lyria. We're moving pretty good. I know it's very hard to see. It's very white. But, I mean, we're on a moon, and we're doing like 550 right now. We're cruising 600. So, no doubts to the speed of this thing. Appears we're slowing down a little bit, but this thing will move. It will move pretty darn quick. Let's go ahead and hop out of Lyria's atmosphere. And we'll make it to 3,000 pretty darn quick here, as we can now hit an orbital marker if we can find one. Oh, I think we found one up here. OM1. I do have an Atlas quantum drive in here. The stock quantum drive is actually fairly slow, but we'll get into that when we do the loadout section. So we'll turn off the quantum drive. Watch how fast the afterburner goes down. Ooh, and about 2.5 seconds or so to get full burn, but it actually recharges pretty darn quickly. This is with a balanced capacitor load. I'm going to say recharged about 5-6 seconds to 2.5 seconds of burner. That goes real fast. And we'll go ahead and hit our burner again because we're trying to reach our max speed. You see how fast that went? All right, here's our max speed, guys. 1,154. Might be able to get it to 55, but not too shabby. I mean, just like any other ship, it can go over 1,000 meters a second in space. Let's go ahead and take an exterior look around the MISC Prospector. There we go. Now we don't have such harsh light on it. You can see it's reflecting a little bit of the darkness of space. It's not as shiny as it was on the planet. The ship looks good. There's that top spoiler on the very top of it. It's got that MISC top spoiler going that the Freelancer has and some of the other MISC ships. You can see our storage containers from the top. Everything is beautifully rendered, especially Lyria there in the background. Wow, that's a beauty of a ship, Clark. Should we do the thumbnail right now, or I think maybe we should probably turn in or something like that. You can see the ship has a, I don't know, just kind of has that unique look of like a mix between a Freelancer and gosh, I don't know what else. It really just looks like a Freelancer, like it's mining cousin, really. I'll go ahead and extend the mining arm out here in space. So you can see the mining arm is now extended. Let me get this in the light so everybody can see the mining arm from an exterior view. There we go. We'll go ahead and hit mining mode. That's our mining laser. Don't worry, we're not going to cut anybody in half unless they fly in front of us like Jawa tends to do to people. We'll turn up the intensity. So that's like 100% intensity. That's a lot of power going out there. And then we can turn it off, turn on our extraction beam. And there's what the extraction beam looks like from space, folks. So, so we'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll take off mining mode and we'll retract our mining laser. And there you go. That is the freelance. The freelance. Geez. See, it looks like a Freelancer. That is the MISC Prospector, everybody. The agenda for the show is we are going to, I'm actually good. We're going to go take this thing dogfighting. I got some lasers out here and they are gimbaled. So we're going to see how well this does in a low level dogfighting mission. Hopefully I'm better than the claim missions. As we get a little bit closer to Lyria there, then we're going to take a look at the loadout. There's a couple of commercials for this ship. They don't have a lot in them. I don't think there's any talking. I don't think we'll do any third person chase camera dogfighting. We may come down and just do a demo of some mining. But like I said, it's not a mining tutorial. And then, hey, we'll wrap up the video. I am going to put a link in the video for a Google Docs reference sheet for mining of where to get some of the different consumables and passives for the ship, because everything is everywhere now. You really have to travel all over Stanton and use the inventory system correctly to gear up your ships now. So it's a lot more, I guess, realistic. You can't, there is no more one-stop shopping at Microtech. So with that, let's cut over to dogfighting. All right, folks. So here we are. We had to come to the Hurston system for our target. We are I know it's hard to see with the sun there. We are just at SCM speed coming in, so we can talk a little bit. I did miss one thing as part of the cockpit overall display, is the volatile cargo. When you're mining Quantanium and it's in your hold and it's gonna, it's gonna start to destabilize, that thing flashes yellow. That means I think you just have a few minutes to basically land and store the ship. When it flashes red, I believe you have under 60 seconds, or your ship's going to blow up because the Quantanium will destabilize. So just to let you know that, I believe it's Alt plus the J button to jettison your cargo. And it does jettison all your cargo, not just the unstable cargo. So with that being said, we are going to attempt to dogfight Royce Assad here. The ship is not a dogfighting ship. I am going to turn its gimbals on. It's got a little bit of power. You can see that with a better cooler. I have some ultraflows in here. I believe it or not, I have snowpacks in here. It has size 2 coolers. That my weapons don't heat up. I could use them all before they fully heat up. They recharge fast because they're size 1s, but they don't do a whole lot of damage because they're size 1. So kind of advantage, disadvantage there. There's only 2 of them. There are no missiles on the ship at all. So it's really just if you have to defend yourself and you absolutely have no other choice, that's when you fight. Your best bet here with a Prospector is to have a good shield and turn and run. Because you probably have cargo on board and you don't want to lose that. So it can get up to speed pretty quickly. It does have that real fast boost. And hopefully you can outrun your attackers enough to get to be able to quantum. So that would be my advice, but we're going to see how well she does with a little bit of space combat. I don't recall the last time I did anything with a Prospector as far as battle goes, besides people shooting me, which tends to happen with players. So we're going to crank it above SCM just a little bit. I am going to grab my sticks because I think I might need every advantage I can get. This is just a test mission since this PTU is a new patch today. I haven't done any other dogfighting, so this is a one of those trial missions. Hey, are you good enough to fight for us type thing? I would have imagined this guy to already spawn in, but he has not yet. Could be an issue with this patch. Who knows? It's when the sun's right there, it's hard to see some of this debris and asteroids and stuff. But I do have a target down here. That's our guy. Okay, folks, so we're within shooting range of our guy here. I can't tell what he's in. He looks like a Mustang. So we're at a balanced capacitor load. This server might be finally dying. We're trying to use our gimbaled weapons. We don't really have a target panel up. So we're just going to have to see how well we do. If we find another one of his friends or something, I might bring that up. We're not moving a whole lot. That being said, he's not doing a whole lot of damage. I hope. We are hitting him, but we are hitting him with size 1s, and he's bouncing around quite a bit. There we go. Let's get in a little closer, fella. Come on, Gimbals, do your job. Take this guy out. I definitely wouldn't recommend fighting in a Prospector ever. It's fun to make him go pop on the claim jumper missions, though. So, healthy use of the boost. Try to dodge shots if possible. There we go. Okay, so we did take him out. We can see he didn't actually damage our shields at all. Might be an issue with the server. I don't like having this guy way up here, the target menu. I think it'd be much more useful right here. There we go. It looks like he doesn't have any friends. Nope, no friends to speak of. I think that's good enough to showcase that if you get overwhelmed, you know, you have one size 1 shield. So probably not going to do a whole lot of damage to these guys with just 2 size 1 weapons. And yeah, you can see how long it took just to shoot down one Mustang. And the gimbals were working for the most part. So just keep that in mind. And I don't know why my quantum drive was on the whole time, or the noise was. But thank you for tuning in. We're going to take you now over to the loadout, and then we'll do the commercials. Then we'll do maybe a little mining demo, and we'll wrap up the video. Thanks for watching so far, guys. Stay tuned. Hey folks, so this is the loadout section of the video for the MISC Prospector. Let's take a look at the basic stats board. It is light mining ship, career of industrial, ship size is 2, hull hit points 10,460, which is pretty good, even though armor is not really implemented. SCM speed of 150, max speed of 1155, which we saw in the video. Pick speed of 28 degrees a second. Not bad for a ship that's designed to be kind of this slow and clunky. You have 29 degrees, roll of 94. So all in all, not very good. Standard hydrogen and quantum fuel capacity here for size 1 ship, or size 1 components, I should say, and cargo grid of 32 SCUs only for mining. Just goes for just over 2 million at Loreville. Let's look at stats now. The guns that are equipped are distortion repeaters, so this DPS really doesn't count. But it does, with the shields that come stock with it, it is 1,500 hit points, full charge in 4 seconds. The power is at about a quarter at 3573, so really good power stock. The cooling is also really good, 121k out of 8,400 units. Very high on EM and moderately high on infrared. So you're not going to be hiding from a lot of people with the EM with the stock loadout. So let's see what I would do to change this. First off, everything's gimbaled, so I'm just going to change it to a laser repeater. Since they are all the exact same damage, once again, in 315, there is no difference between any of these weapons, so I would choose the cheapest one, which is a CF-117. Okay, you're going to have to go all over the system to buy this stuff, so just to let you know that. For the mining laser, you have a lot of different choices here. I like the Helix 1. It's the most expensive, but it's also the most powerful. So we can see the Helix up here, output of 2,300 power. If we look at the rest, they just don't have the same output. And it's funny how the power actually is the cost. It's actually pretty interesting. I'm not going to go into deep stats with this because this is not a video on mining, but for me, having the most power is the most important. It's all about time efficiency for me. If you really want something that's probably the best laser efficiency wise, most stable, is the Lancet. Also the cheapest and the least powerful. You're going to need consumables to break a lot of the bigger rocks with the Lancet. Shields. Now everything on the ship is industrial grade D and B and C. Excuse me, C. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the industrial. Now in the main game, once industrial actually has its place where it is like long-term and it is made to last and will not require a lot of repair costs, I'll probably stick with industrial. grade A. But right now, I'm going to go with the FR66. Normally, I would go with the Palisade shield, but look, they have the exact same amount of hit points. So I'll go with the shields that actually are made for military. Are they actually exactly the same stats? They're pretty well. The absorption on the Palisade is higher, 70 to 98%. Yeah, I would go with the Palisade then. Same cost, more absorption. For a power plant, I would go with the JS400. You could go if you don't need it, but if you really wanted to go industrial, you could probably pick any of these. But once EMPs are a thing again, military usually starts up the quickest, and you're still under half with reducing the power quantity. As far as the coolers, industrial grade B, those are fine coolers. With the Snowfall, which look like they're almost are they bespoke? No, they can't be. Well, I don't see them in the list, but I would go with the Snowpacks, industrial grade A, and they give you a little bit more cooling. So the Quantum Drive, I stay with size 1 Atlas. It'll get you anywhere in the Stanton system with 1 tank of gas. Microtech to PO, 8 minutes, not bad. And that is about it for components. We can see our DPS came up to 672. We have a higher shield pool at 1725, faster full charge time. We're a little bit less efficient on power, but that's the way I roll, guys. Cooling 104, and our EM is a little bit higher, and our IR is about the same. Now, there are 2 different paints on there's the stock paint, and then there's 2 extra paints. The first one is the Prospector Polar Livery. This came out at the 2950 IAE event on Microtech, which was in the year of 2020 in real time. This is the standard kind of polar livery we've seen on other ships. It's kind of like the white camo almost type of livery. I think it looks good. I think it looked good on like snowy planets like Microtech. The next livery is the Stormbringer livery. This is kind of more the blue and the black livery. I think it lends some flavor to the MISC Prospector, although I really like the stock paint job for the Prospector kind of being that chrome look. And that's it for the paints. Let's go ahead and I don't know if we can get rid of those. Probably not. Okay, let's just go ahead and put all of our non-stock items into our cart and check our cart. So now things are kind of everywhere in the verse, right? And it takes a lot of time to land on a planet. So starting off in the right place might behoove you. So you got to think about that in 315. Big Genie Point, Area 18. Let's see. Area 18. So you could pick up everything in the Area 18 area except for the Atlas Drive, which you can only now get at Hural 5. It used to be exclusive. I think it was Hural 5 and Port Olisar, but no longer. Only Hural 5. So plan on going there if you like the Atlas Drive. Everything else you can get in the Area 18 area. So just saying, that's about 183,440 Alpha UEC. If you were going to go by the cheapest cost, which I don't know if there are anything that's cheaper, or if you just wanted to hit stations like along the way, let's see, everything's the same price there. I think this is the way I did this, because Hural 5 is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Did I pick these stations? I don't remember. I don't when I equipped my ship, because it did have a lot of that. So I definitely picked Crew L5 for that. I was trying to get everything at as few stops as I could without having to go down to a planet. Yeah, I think this is the way I ended up going. Anyway, Hural 3, Hural 2, Crew L1, Hural 5, Crew L5. a lot of different stations. I would recommend going the Area 18 route. It looks like there's some different prices here for the Bulldogs. Again, Area 18 is probably the best bet with Big Genie Point, and then a stop at Hurrell 5 to fully load up. And it's just about 180 grand or so. So with that being said, that is the end of the loadout section of the video. Let me know if you have any comments or questions below, and we'll move on to the commercials. All right, folks. So we're going to do a little bit of a mining demo, not so much a tutorial here. I don't want to get it too twisted. We want to do another tutorial soon on mining. So look for that to happen in 3.15. I'm in the Prospector right now. I'm going to hit V to put myself into scan mode, and you can see our scan UI comes up. Now I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to ping stuff. So I'm looking for the rocks. Looks like there's a rock over here. Hopefully it's not gems. About two clicks away. And we'll come up to it and we'll scan it. I'm not super concerned about what it is or what it isn't. Let's see. Hopefully we can actually get to it. Sometimes there's false rocks. Turn my lights off here. And I'm going to bring out our miner. And it's going to scan this rock that is highlighted in yellow there. You see I do have the Vox C3 and the focus module open. Okay, so it's mostly quartz, diamonds, some terranite, which is valuable, and some inert materials. Almost half. So I would normally probably pass on this rock, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to mine it. So I'm going to, now that I'm in mining mode, which I hit M, and I've scanned the rock, I'm going to hit the left mouse button and it's going to start our laser. So this is us mining this rock. You can see we're kind of at an axis. I don't even have VTOL on and we're able to maintain our thrusters. I'm going to slowly scroll my mouse wheel up. This is mouse and keyboard here, folks. And I'm going to increase the intensity of my laser, probably up to about 50%. You can see our charge level isn't really rising on the right-hand side. So we're going to go up a little more. 60 or so. Still not enough. This is a 6,800 mass rock, so it's pretty heavy. So it looks like our charge level is starting to rise if we're at 80%. One thing you can do for mining is to get closer to the rock. And that will increase your beam, although I just lost the scan. There we go. See, this rock is inside of another rock. That's going to be awesome to collect. Okay, so it's still not enough. We're going to crank our laser all the way up to 100. And we'll see the charge windows start to grow. This is actually kind of a good thing because we should be able to throttle back a little bit and not overcharge the rock if we can get it charged up enough to begin with. I'm going to try to get even closer. I keep losing my scanning. There we go. Stay on target. Stay on target, Fist. This is this rock shouldn't be that hard to crack, but you can see it starting to heat up finally. Normally I would actually have an optimum module in here as well. So when I get about where I am here, I would crank it off and it would basically double my optimal window, and I could already be charging this rock to blow up so I could collect. But slowly but steady, we are getting into the optimal window. I don't like how bright this UI is, and neither do a lot of the Sons of Valhalla. They it's I forgot what Scorch called it, but J.J. Abrams bright or something like that is really funny. Okay, boom. So we didn't overcharge or anything, and as soon as the rock cracked, we're gonna back up because we don't want it to hit our ship. And you can see it starts to fall apart. Our fracturing beam automatically shut off. This guy is mostly diamond and quartz. That's not bad. This guy, we're gonna have to scan him, hoping for a higher quantity of diamonds. That's not a good rock, mostly inert. This guy, scanning. It is mostly quartz and diamond. Not bad. That's where the Terranite's at. The Terranite is the most valuable here. This guy is mostly quartz. Then I think there's one down here. I don't like how it's inside of another rock. This is mostly quartz and Terranite as well. So the most valuable rock probably here is the one trapped under another rock. Let's go ahead and try to crack it. We got our mining laser on it. Now, because this is a smaller rock with a mass of 822, we don't need as much power. So we got to be a little more careful. You can see how unstable this rock is as our charge level keeps bouncing around quite a bit. I keep saying this is a mining tutorial, and it's not, folks. It's not. I'm not going to go over all the mining stuff. But I do want to do a demo. That's what the Prospector's for. Okay, a little more. We're at 24%. As soon as we get into the green, I'm going to crank down. 14%. Try to keep it in that green. We don't want it to go into the red or we'll lose some of the Terranite. Sometimes they like to spike. That's where... Oh, I went into the red. So you can kind of come off of the rock or just turn your laser off. And see, it's just unstable, so it likes to spike. It might cook off anyway. Well, no, we're losing it. Okay. So we got a 0% charge. That's okay. We're going to crank it up to about 7. Trying to maintain our laser up here since we've already been working on this rock. Okay, we're at 13. I'll bump it up a little bit, get into the green, probably take it down to 10 or so. Okay. We're just in the green. Come on. Here we go. We're at 14. All right. Drop it down to 9. See if we can stay there. Well, as you're watching the charge window, just be careful not to stray your laser too far away, because that does happen. All right, we're at 7% laser. It looks like we're not going to have any big spikes. And boom. Okay, it's cracked. So now that it's purple and not yellow, see that one's yellow, which means I still have to crack it. This guy being purple means I can extract it. So I'm going to hit the right mouse button. And it's going to switch to extraction mode. So most of this is quartz. I'll go ahead and suck it up. You can see our cargo is going to fill up. Where is our cargo quantity here? Come on. It doesn't want to suck it up. I hope we're not about to have a 30K. But if we are, we are. I'm not super concerned with it. It is not extracting. Okay. We'll switch our mode. I'll try to extract it again. There we go. Now we're getting some stuff. You can see on the right side of the HUD over here, we have, this is how much stuff we have in our hold. We have 4 out of 32. It's filled up. We'll go ahead and suck up this quartz. Okay, and boom. So now we're at 7 out of 32. So I would typically do that for the rest of these rocks. I'm going to hit M to get ourselves out of mining mode. And then after you're done, you're going to want to take it to a refinery. So you're looking at her L1, her L2. You're looking at Mike L1. You're looking at, I believe, Arc L1 and Crew L1. I believe those are the refineries. Hurston has 2. And there's multiple different methods on how to refine. I would recommend taking the one that takes that's the cheapest and the longest with the highest yield, because mining is a long-term game. Then once you have enough mining material, once you have enough raw ore at that station, then you load that thing up onto the cargo ship of your choice, like an MSR or a Dream Caterpillar or a Cuddy Black or whatever. Then you take that over to a trade division on one of the planets. Orison has one, Microtech has one, Arcorp has one, and Hurston has one. And then you trade it in for money and rinse and repeat. So you can do this cycle over and over and over again. It's the same thing with the Rock DS and the Rock, except for those, you can actually sell the raw ore that you mine at the stations instead of at like a planet. The ore that you would mine here in this ship and in the Argo Mole from these big rocks or the asteroids, you want to sell those at the central business districts or the trade development divisions and things like that. So there you go, folks. A demo on mining with the good old MISC Prospector. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll hit you with the outro. And please come on back, and if you're interested in the other MISC ships, we have a whole lineup for you. Thanks for watching. All right, folks, so this is the MISC Prospector video. What did you think here as we're flying in for a landing on Magda? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on the MISC Prospector. Please, if you haven't already, I would invite you, if I've earned your like and subscribe, to like and subscribe below. Comment in there. What do you think? Is this like one of your favorite ships? Is it something you want to try out? Have you tried mining before? Do you like the mole better? Do you like the rock better? The rock DS better? I'd like to know your thoughts, and I think Jawa would too. A little bit of history on the MISC Prospector. There's a gal named Chloe Rasnick. She was an owner and operator of one of the first 2925 MISC Prospectors, that right off the assembly line. She had made the legal purchase of several hundred parcels of formal military ground testing area on Farron 2 in the hopes of salvaging expanded shells and claiming the small bounties on radioactive debris collection. While in the process of surveying her loot, she discovered a deep chasm into which she navigated her prospector. There she came across what is now known as the Chessex Lode, a massive discovery of previously ignored raw materials which made her a fortune. Within days of the discovery, prospector sales shot through the roof as people rushed to try their hands at this new career. So, hey, I've hit it big with Quantanium before, 100% load of Quantanium, and it was extremely lucrative. And it was only 32 SCU, but I made a lot. I made like 150,000 credits or something at the time. It was quite a bit. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If, like I said, if you have any comments, concerns, suggestions, just anything, we love to engage with the audience here, good or bad. And I think with that, it's time to end the video. And this Fist-25, I'm actually from the Stanton system, from the beautiful moon of Magda in the Hurston system. Check out our next series of videos, which should be on Crusader ships, and we'll have some coverage of the IAE coming up. If you are, if you're still watching this in November of 2021, and have a great day or night, people. Remember, if the fist don't get you, the lightning bolt will. Good night, Stanton.